It's dear to Yucca Band and Daddy Rich, in their lifestyle. So we gonna get into that, and it's something to be talked about because I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Because I listen to both of y'all, and both of y'all have a hand in how I feel today about the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And I tell a story after a while, but all praise due. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna recap. Last show we discussed how our upbringing affected us. If you wanna see that, go back to Soldier by Blood Television or the Philosophy on Facebook. Today we gonna talk about the importance of learning. All right. So, because we kind of hit it a little bit last week, but we didn't get in depth to it or get in there with it. And I want to start, because I know this is great for Yucca Band, so I'm going to start off with Yucca Band, man. And I'm hoping you go a little bit into understand where I'm going with this when I ask you this. What did you learn in school?
What did I learn in school?
Yeah, what did you learn in school?
I learned a lot, man. I learned, if you want to go into like school curriculum education, I learned ABCs, 1, 2, 3s. I learned a lot, man. I learned how to talk, I learned, how to do math. If you want to go into outside of that, well, shit, I learned how to protect myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I learned how to talk to females.
Mm-hmm.
My whole little social structure
there you go.
formed
Mm-hmm.
through our school.
Okay. Now, on top of that, what did you learn besides the social skills?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about that a little more too. As far as their curriculum, how did they help you now? How did what they taught you then help you?
Well, the basics, is English, basic English. You got to know how to communicate with different nations of people out here. I mean, it's got to be a general, uniform communication, and you got to know how to do that. When you talk about like algebra and all that old shit, I don't know what to use that at.
I have not used that.
When you talk about science is all good. You got to know how certain chemistries work together. But when you get all up into it,
yeah. So
I say the biggest thing that I've learned out of it is how to use my brain, bro.
Daddy Rich, same question. First question: what you learned in school?
Man, I was, as I pimped the school calls, you know what I'm saying? And that's not towards women. But I got what I needed out of it. And the biggest thing I got out of it was focus.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Another thing I got out of it is what I tell my nieces and nephews. The amount of education, whether it was in the classroom or out the classroom, and the people you're around, is going to set your wages.
I like that. So is that with the second question, everything you learned in school, have you applied it outside of that now?
The focus, yes, definitely the focus. And it was classes you took, because I went through, as we products of the tech.
Yeah.
So that tech knowledge that I've gained helped me now.
Yeah.
When I didn't know it would. I was like, okay, what am I doing in the school system?
Yeah.
And tech led me to the technology department.
Yeah.
So I can use that and apply it now.
And that's college.
Yeah, that's college.
I take school and college, even though, yes, it's the same. I'm talking about, when I say school, I mean like first to 12th.
Yeah, because college is a different ball game.
But it's college is definitely a different one.
Yeah, I ain't talking about college.
Yeah, I really wasn't talking about college, but that's a good point because ITT Tech did teach me the technical shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you on that.
No doubt.
Tiago?
Oh, well, it taught me, man. First of all, I don't know what it was about school with me, man, but I was always good at spelling. Was always good at language.
Well, shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, real talk, man. Hey, no cap, man. I was that's like something I was great at. I wanted to be a journalist.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? You know, at one point, man. But then, you know, I realized how much money they made and how much work you had to put in. I'm like,
I learned
something
that.
else out, man. But you know, that was before you realized that there's different types of journalists, man. There's so many different types of journalists, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So broadcasting, it's
Yeah.
all the same under the same umbrella. So, you know, but yeah, but it taught me, man. It taught me how to communicate, even though I wasn't a good communicator, and that was because I was an introvert.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? So I learned a lot, but at the same time, I internalized everything. So nobody ever really saw that or knew it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it definitely taught me communication. It taught me teamwork.
Okay.
You know, because in school, all throughout school, especially early on in school, like what you're talking about, 1 through 12, especially early on, 1 through 5, and then 6 through 8.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
those are them real building block years where you really start learning that teamwork in it all. You know what I mean? And then if you go on and you played any kind of sports, you know what I'm saying, which I did for a high second. You know what I'm saying? And then got cut, you know what I mean, because I was on something else.
What,
You know what I'm saying? So,
what sport you play?
Basketball.
Basketball?
Yeah. I was more focused on other stuff.
things.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So,
Like languages.
right, yeah.
Body language.
But yeah, man. But you know, I feel like when you look back on it, man, school actually grooms you and make you into kind of the person that you really see in the mirror right now.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like in a lot of ways, when you look back, it's like those early lessons that you learned, you know, growing up from the people that passed you would cross, who otherwise you probably wouldn't have never seen in life. Because I went to school with a lot of people who didn't necessarily live in my community,
Yeah, right.
and I was cool with them. You know what I'm saying? So you got to see what the other side lived like. You know what I'm saying? So I learned, I was exposed. You know what I'm saying, to another side too. You know what I mean? So
What schools you go to?
I went to all city schools, bro.
Okay.
But you know, back when I went to school, it was, you know what I'm saying, that's what it was. It was more diverse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I went to Wyman, I went to Grant, I went to Roosevelt, I went to Parkway West for a brief moment, then back to Roosevelt.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just,
Side?
yeah. So you know, but again, all through the end, it was just a lot of white folks, man, that was bust, just like we was bust. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, man, you know, I learned a lot, bro. Like I said, it was a lot of them building things. You know, that's why you learn tolerance too. That's another thing.
Say that shit.
Tolerance, bro.
Say that shit, goddamn
Tolerance.
it. Say that shit.
Tolerance. That's like one of the biggest things you learn in school. Is
Or
tolerance,
no
bro.
tolerance.
Real talk. Exactly.
How much?
Right. Exactly. Right. Real talk. So
Right.
most definitely.
Same, Floyd. Same.
The mystic.
What you learned in school, bro?
Hey, one of the first things I learned, I remember Langston Hughes. I learned how to write, but to get deep in depth, you know, I learned how to read and real deep with comprehension. Because at first, I couldn't read.
Yes.
I could read,
That's a
but
big one.
didn't
Man.
really.
Yeah, what
Comprehend what you
comprehending.
read.
Yeah.
You were just
Right.
reading to read.
Right.
So I got set in a different class. And that's when actually the writing and I became from behind to one of the best, I guess.
So you telling me that special class shit work?
It do, bro.
Ain't that
Some-
about? I used to
everybody
talk
don't
about motherfuckers in that
focus
class,
the
man.
same, you
I
know.
feel bad now.
Hey, we had a whole fight with them motherfuckers.
Damn.
But I don't know if it was that. They was more behavioral.
Right. We all should have been in that class. We all had some behavioral issues and
Strong
shit.
kids, we strong.
Man.
Yeah, but nah, that's cool.
I ain't
ain't saying that.
it was just what it was. I was just put it to myself. You know, I learned the difference between like segregation, whites, blacks, quickly. You know, I learned the difference between fortunate and unfortunate in school.
That's real.
You know,
That's real.
I learned how to keep my head up, and I knew family was strong, you know, especially coming from the South, all my people, and they coming to the Midwest. Shit, I knew friendly wasn't being friendly. Real talk, but, you know, I learned the basics in school and all of that. But deep down inside, school only taught me what I was interested in. If I wasn't interested, I ain't make it. I ain't finished school and regular. I ain't make it all through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was D-Seg out to Millville to play ball.
Was you?
Yeah, when I was growing up, I did sports. You know what I'm saying? And I remember all the way back when we lived on McCree, I used to play for 12th and Park. I went from basically experiencing being on an all-black team to being the only black on the team. So, and that's basically coming up with 6, 7, 8, then D-Seg out to Millville just to even play ball and don't even play. You see what I'm saying?
Really?
So,
And
and don't even fucking play. So I learned shit.
Yeah, we got a call. We got.
That's
Who we got on the line? Who we got on the line? Who we got on the line? Hold on. Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
No, hold on. Let me see something. I can hear you, but hold on. I can hear you on speakerphone.
Oh, somebody moved shit. We'll put that back over.
I'm about to move this. I'm moving it. Hold on.
Okay.
That way, though.
yeah,
I think this green girl. What's up?
wreck time. What up,
Yo.
What's going on?
The council is together.
I'm listening to y'all trying to get ready for this award for this what you fellas talking about. Now, I came in on the end, I believe you were asking about what everybody learned in school. Is it just elementary school, or we talking
We're talking 1 through 12.
1 through the, oh shit, I learned a lot. Where we want to start?
Now go ahead, talk to us.
Scholastically, because I did go to schools, like, I went to Hazelwood back when it was like the cream of the crop.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went from there to a few other schools, and I will say that there's definitely a difference where the money is.
Okay.
And you can see that as a child, even small things such as school lunch or the events that they have, or the field trips that they have. You learn people really quickly, but when I was in the county, they focused on a lot of history, a lot of your history, your English, so on and so forth. But then when I got to the city, because I had to do city education as well in my 12th grade year, I basically was just taking a bunch of math and science. And that's interesting to me because it's the way it's presented to you. People that are in the city, they want them to focus on math and science, but I don't see that everybody's doing it without being in the street, if that makes sense, if I'm saying it correct.
Mm-hmm.
But out in the county, they wanted us to really focus on how you speak and seeing different points of view. And that's just strange to me, because why wouldn't you want both across the board? Why would one focus one way here and not the other?
Mm-hmm.
But you learn socially a lot as a kid, and I think that's more the thing that they want, especially now, is the social impact. You take a child and you move them from one area to another, and they see how people are treated in both spaces. It's interesting to watch.
Okay. Yeah, you hitting it right on the nose, man. With that question, man, all of y'all hit it, and like I got focus. You know what I'm saying? Comprehending communication. You pretty much social structure. We all talked about the communication, and I want to jump on comprehension because St. Floyd, I was in the same situation you was. I just wasn't they didn't put me in a class. A teacher actually made me understand comprehension, because I was doing, I don't know if what I said that was really what you doing, but that's what I was doing. I was just reading. Like I was just reading it, just like, let's say, going through the motions of reading. I'm just reading it, and when they ask you to go back and ask you what I read, I had to go back and reread it like 3 or 4 times because I was just reading it. But once I figured out, okay, and it seems very simple it seems simple.
I had a teacher, her name was Miss Hoffman, that actually spotted it. And actually a librarian, Miss Collins, I'll never forget them. That's who actually.
My dude was the Mr. Potash. He was a fucking what you call him, exterminator. Did bugs out of school. He was an exterminator, but he was so whatever he was on. He used to have this motherfucking swoop, bald head swoop, and he used to eat chalk. Not eat it for real, but he had this tick where he put chalk in his fucking mouth, man. But he taught like, I forgot what he taught, but it was some type of American literature class. You know what I'm saying? So we read a lot of good shit, man. So I had that comprehension situation. I always tripped off that on my tests to see if I'm picking up on that. So once I figured that out, shit was really gravy after that. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it just be simple shit that we don't even, if you in school and just going through the motions, you not learning for real, it's you just die. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna ask another question, since we got Green Girl on the line. Do you think homeschooling better than traditional school?
I think that it depends on each individual, and I also think it depends what you want your child to learn. I think that as a culture, this country specifically, because I'm only from this country, we place so much value on school, but we don't really truly understand the purpose of it. They really never meant for kids to be in school for very long. They just needed somewhere for them to go so the labor could get them to scratch. And when you start looking at how much and who can learn what, that's when you start thinking about homeschooling. I had my kids young, so when I was 15, I was pregnant. I'm a straight A student, I was happy. And I did my best at home when I wasn't able to be in school because I was very sick when I was pregnant. And I came back to school after I had my baby straight A's on. Well, after my first day back to school, they was having what they call assembly.
Yeah.
That's what I assembly. And everyone was like, who the fuck is that? That's who I was.
Like, who is this?
And it benefited me so much because I am smart. And at that time, I don't know what it's like for kids today. I think kids have a little more sense about things today, but I know back then, the nerds, the smart kids, it's supposed to be really smart. I did much better at home than I did in school because socially it was for me. They business about people still don't. You know, I don't really have to be friends with anybody. I'm okay and comfortable with that. But at the same time, it also depends on the home environment. Is the person who's going to teach the child going to really teach them? What do you want your children to learn? What's regulated and what's not regulated? So, right now in this climate, I don't have small kids, but if I did, I would choose to homeschool because right now they're removing so much. Just imagine what we didn't know that our parents were trying to push down, or our parents were trying to push to make sure they kids miss. There's a big fucking gap of things that we do in the 80s.
Yeah.
80s babies is a big gap of shit we didn't learn.
Yeah.
And now everybody has the privilege of being able to go look that shit up. You ain't gotta have a practical teacher's cancer. You can take your ass right online and do your own research. Look for the sites that are actually properly cited. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think that in today's time is really smart, especially when you're looking at the social aspect. What's going on? What kind of community do you live in? Is it something where you're trying to send your kids out? Would it be dangerous? Then it's so acceptable for the guns and the shooting. I would really want my kids at home.
Right. I'm with you on that. I want to go to Yucca Band on that, man. What you think? Do you think homeschooling is better than traditional school?
Now, if you would have asked me that question when I was in school, then I would have said, man, homeschool. You think I want to go?
Right. I'm with you.
But now, it's a new time, bro, a new day and age. And it's been a lot of flaky shit going on, man. You know what I'm saying? And I don't give a fuck if you're a conspiracy theorist or not. You gotta admit, it's been some flaky shit since COVID going on, bro.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm a parent that's in the shit. I have kids that I'm dealing with that's in the schools and shit. And to answer your question, I think homeschool is a very much better option. But I gotta have a big ass butt there because, you know, I don't know if a lot of people know this. I gotta agree with everything that Green Girl was saying. And I'm just add a little bit, like, people don't realize that they give away certain rights when they put kids into the school system. It's like the school is your kid's parent when you're not there. So when you're not there, they can allow, like, this is social workers, different people that you wouldn't necessarily want to talk to your kid, that would allow them to talk to your kid.
Yes, sir.
Your kid ain't qualified to answer no questions dealing with the family.
For real.
But they disregard that.
Mm-hmm.
And they go straight to the kid. And a lot of people, if you look at like the statistics, look like how people lose their kids is 9 times out of 10 is usually through the school systems and shit. Now, keep in mind, some of this shit need to happen.
Right.
Now, I'm not taking away from that, but a lot of these cases don't need to happen.
Right.
I looked up social structure. Is it better to have like the social structure in school compared to the social structure at home? A lot of people think like dealing with homeschool will fuck up the kids' social structure.
Yes, sweet home. Yep. I
Well,
used to think that.
Statistically, kids that are homeschooled have better social structures than kids that go to school because, you know, there's a lot of shit that go on in school that fucks with the social structure, like bullying. It's the biggest thing that they are fighting in the school systems is this bullying issue.
It is serious. It's always been a bad issue.
And
It's accepted.
yeah, right. And that fucks up the social structure. I had a situation to where, you know, I teach my kids, I don't never teach them to go to school to fight at all. Right. But I teach them to go to school to, first of all, protect themselves because they are their first line of defense. When the teachers ain't looking, these kids be getting down in these classrooms.
Say that again.
The kids is their first line of defense. Because we ain't there to protect it. And like I say, the teachers, look, I was a teacher. I am still a teacher. But in the classroom, I was a teacher. And a lot of these teachers go to school just for a paycheck. To be a teacher, you need to have that love for children. You need to want to fuck with kids. And some teachers ain't got that. You see? So it's easy to see how certain classrooms can run wild.
Correct, yeah.
When that is going on, the kids gotta be able to protect themselves. If a kid fucking with my kid gotta learn how to
Protect themselves.
If that situation come about, don't tell my kid that my kid wrong
Yes.
and discipline my kid.
Yes.
Can I ask something else again?
Yep.
It's not just kids that bully the kids either. It's grown people that bully. Because I had a teacher that literally fucked with me all of 7th grade to where my mom had to go up to that school to tell them, look, it's me that is teaching.
Oh. Hey, Green Girl, you know what? I'm happy you said that because that's actually a good look. That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
Because we got things that adults deal with that kids don't understand, like racism. Racism, kids don't understand racism. That's something taught to kids in the household. It starts there first. Their parents are fucking racist first. And the kids learn that from the parents and bring it to school.
That lady told me I couldn't use my left hand, I could only use my right hand. She told me that I talked like I was white. I told my mama that she went up there, she was like the flash.
You made me look at you on that.
Yeah. That goes on though. More than you think. More than you think.
Thing? Was she in a Catholic school?
I never forget her this time there.
Was that a Catholic school? Was that a nun?
No.
So you couldn't use your right hand?
It's a slave mentality. They want to continue to put this slave mentality on the motherfucker, man. What I ain't gonna say now, but this is what it was. Yeah. Like when I was in school, like when they'll show you the movie Roots and shit, you know what I'm saying, in school and shit, and they thinking that all the kids gonna feel the same. I went to a school that had all different type of nationalities in that motherfucker.
Oh, right.
You see? And people that looked at like me, we felt a certain type of way.
Yeah.
And people that looked at European, they felt a certain type of way. Mm-hmm. And we felt a certain type of way against each other after we saw that type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like a young child that's Muslim. Like my daddy people Muslim. When I was in school in Kansas, 1 year. During Ramadan, we were asked to people go back to school. During Ramadan, they had to talk to my parents and tell them to not let me go to lunch. So I was raised Christian. So I didn't understand any of it. So I had to sit by myself in the classroom. And it wasn't like my dad was coming to pick me up or nothing. I'm just sitting there hungry.
Wow.
Dang.
Nobody understands why. And they don't understand why I'm having a hard time focusing. And they ain't understanding why I can't pay attention there. I'm struggling.
Wow.
What do you do with that? When I watch Naveed's dad comes and picks him up and takes him away for the day.
Wow.
I gotta sit there. And they don't know what to do with that.
Damn.
All right, let me get to some more people. Daddy Rich, you want to speak on what we're talking about, man?
Yeah, I've been there in these last 4 or 5 years, and I've encountered all these situations.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want parents to understand, you still have those advocates in there for you and your child, like myself.
All day.
I had an issue where the kids love me. So I go in the classroom to do monitoring, and this young lady who has issues with, the math and the reading. And, every time they say, hey, Mr. Shaw, help me, I stop and help them.
Okay.
So this teacher rudely came and pretty much dismantled what I was trying to do. So I went and turned her in.
Okay.
Because I ain't shy.
I like that.
I'm going to go through whatever it is after that. But from day one up to now until I come up out there, I will always be an advocate for your child.
Absolutely.
You know, even younger being his niece,
Yeah.
you know, I was advocating for her too, you know, because it's a thing with me about prior relationships building. I had a prior relationship with her uncle that I come to find out when we was coming to Soldier by Blood, you know what I'm saying? But to keep it short, I'm always be an advocate for your child in there. The problem I have is the one size fit all.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Each case is different. You know, what I've seen is that if what you're trying to do in the school system, in the school building, in that 8 hours, does not directly affect the home, which they are in the rest of the day, which is what, 16 hours out of 24?
Yeah.
We got them for 8, you got them for 16. If what you're trying to do and instill in this child doesn't line up with the parent and affects the home directly, that's where a loss in the development of the child happens.
Yep.
But I'm gonna say this again, I'm always gonna be an advocate for y'all kids, man. I love y'all kids, and I thank y'all for sending them where I am. Every single one of them.
What we like to hear, and we appreciate you teaching. Where do you teach that?
Carondelet Learning Center.
All day. We appreciate that, man. That's to me, that's a noble thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you right. You should. If you don't like kids, it ain't about wanting to. Well, it is about wanting to teach, but you gotta love who you teach.
You gotta love your kids.
That's why the teaching, it don't start in the school institute. The teaching actually starts in your household and in your communities. You got teachers all around you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I say I'm still teaching. I'm still a teacher.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Tiago.
Oh man, I'm just listening to y'all, man. I ain't really got nothing to add on this one, brother. I'm enjoying. I'm soaking it up, bro.
All day. Sam Floyd. That's hey. We like that too, bro.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Philosophy with the
All
council.
day.
Yeah. Saying good, but teaching is transformed. That's something to me you actually really gotta want to do. And it's called stand up and speak what's right, because if you ain't teaching right, you're gonna teach wrong.
Yeah. Do you think traditional school or homeschooling, which one you think would be better?
I'm gonna have to go with homeschooling
Okay.
these days, and I can say that because sure, my son did homeschooling, he progressed.
Okay.
When he was at school, he so much shit to take, it was a distraction,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's so much shit going on. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. So,
you know?
did you homeschool?
No, it had certain teachers and certain people that came
Okay. Okay.
throughout the times he wasn't in school, you know, undisclosed reasons, but other than that,
Okay.
throughout high school and all of that, when he was out of school, he advanced, he did better. When he was in school, he was distracted. That's just plain and simple.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. Fine.
Well,
You
can
heard.
I say a little something about that? I gotta say something because I know I do agree with homeschooling, but like Sang said, I'm a parent that actually tried to homeschooling with my kids, and you know, it's obstacles, man, when you do switch from the public school systems to homeschool.
Okay.
You know,
Talk about
so the kids miss their friends.
Yeah.
That's the biggest obstacle that you're gonna have to deal with. Not to mention, in this time frame, if you're trying to do it, you're coming right after this big COVID thing, and the school systems is just getting their thing back together. So when you talk about it like that, they already just missed like how long of school.
A lot.
So you know what I'm saying. So trying to take them back out now, I ain't never seen a wanting to go back to school for kids like I'm looking at right now. You see what I'm saying? Kids want to go to fucking school, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing. Don't get me wrong, but it's a bad time. Damn, because we done just figured out homeschooling, we could do that, and the kids that homeschool actually turn out a little better. It's already been discovered. Ask the homeschooling community. Yeah. And that's nothing.
That's the social aspect. That's them wanting to hang out with each other. That's the social part. That ain't even the education.
Right.
They need a meeting place, really.
Right. But that's what like homeschoolers got to get together and get that part of the puzzle. Yeah. We got to put that in there. But like I say, I broke. Damn it. I'm like, look. We're going back to Hazelwood. I'm put y'all back in this motherfucker. Stop asking me. It's okay. But you know, I'm a homeschool half the time too, though. I'm gonna keep the homeschooling there too, because I'm real big on homeschooling because I know that the public schools is missing out, and their curriculum is pointed towards what like certain people we ain't trying. It's not towards our best fucking interest. I'm gonna put it that way. It's not the curriculum ain't our best interest, man. Mm-hmm. You know, in certain schools, like if you think about like what are private schools teaching? Why they private? Mm-hmm. What are they teaching that we not learning? And why the fuck when they get out they get these science jobs and fucking they astronauts and shit?
Hey, so let me go. You going right into because that's what I'm sparking. That's the point of sparking this conversation. And you are absolutely right on that. And I do believe this, and I don't care what nobody say. I mean, school is creating workers. You know what I'm saying? That's what they doing.
And I think that's what it was made for.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
They're creating
indoctrination into the corporation.
And prison.
Yeah.
And exactly. The prison.
Yeah, exactly.
If you look at it, if everything they do in the prison, they do in
Let me ask y'all a question, because I'm glad that you said that. Mm-hmm. I read a lot of Ayn Rand. I don't know if you all are familiar with that author. Oh, but a lot of her books were about how communism works without saying.
Uh-huh.
And what you're describing to me, like this country thrives on we don't like communism, we don't like fascism, when that's all we're looking at. Because honestly, if we're being truthful, how much power do you have of your own? Because it don't matter what social structure you in, the uniform is still the same. I don't care how people think they look different, they don't. They're all wearing the same thing. Yeah. They all have the same thought process. Each group has the same thought process. And all of these people came from schools and entities within the school that manufacture that. So would you not call that a communist? Like, are we not communists in that way?
Yeah. You are correct. I believe you are correct. So I got a question for all of y'all in this one. And I want to see the answer to it. Because I want to see how many no's and how many yeses. All right? Now, I'm talking about from 1st to 12th. Or we can even go preschool if we even want to go there. Well, give me, and I'm going to start with Daddy Rich. Well, I'm going to start with Green Girl, then Daddy Rich on around. All right? Was you taught finances from 1st to 12th grade?
No.
There's one no.
No.
There's 2 no's.
No.
3 no's.
Before I answer, I'm glad that you asked that question because that was something that I was going to get off into with the last little, but no.
That's 4.
No.
That's 5, and I'm gonna make it 6.
Well. You mean legitimately taught finances?
Well, you know what I mean.
Well, we all was.
Okay.
We probably all learned how to write a check, and same thing. We learn how to mail a letter.
As you know, I was.
We got us a studio audience. TYM, was you taught finances from 1st to 12th?
Finance, it was hard too, and we had a big book. And then we had to keep on reading
Wait, no. What you learned?
from the
Come on. No, you on the
From the
philosophy
finance,
show, bro.
from the finance.
What did you learn in finances? And what grade did you learn in?
I remember.
Don't look at Yucca.
That's a big time, nigga.
It was like finance was like it had to do with businesses and stuff like that.
So you didn't learn. No. All right. So we got. Go. What you say, Green Girl?
How old is TYM? Because they didn't start incorporating finances until like my kids got in school.
Okay. How old are you? 26. He's 27.
Yeah, so he might
Yeah,
have
that's
got it.
about right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, okay, so he ain't bullshit.
Yeah,
Right.
he might have got it. I was
That's
thinking about
right. That's pretty accurate. I'd say they started talking to them about businesses and stuff around the 11th, 10th and 11th grade.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Well, because that's what that was my whole thing about school in the beginning. Was if they really not trying to indoctrinate you and make you into workers for the corporation, why aren't they teaching you these things? Finance, entrepreneurship, you know, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so I'm glad to hear that there are some that they doing that now.
Yes, and I
that's
appreciate
cool.
that, TYM.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. So, but we're going to stick to when we wasn't taught that. I know I wasn't taught finances until I got into college.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then some of the finances, I ain't gonna lie, I learned on my own.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? So,
Majority of things.
I was at Webster Road.
that's about right.
Yeah, that's
You
about
said
right.
Webster Grove, that's
that's
about
about
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, shout out to Webster Groves for teaching finances to my boy TYM.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think if y'all got anything else to add to that. Well, no, I got one more. So we ain't talked about college. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about college now. And I know, well, I ain't even asked my own question. So I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna just say this. The question is, was it worth it? And you know, I want you to talk about it a little bit. For me, I went to Battle Rock for building maintenance and HVAC. You know what I'm saying? I'm a trade guy. I wasn't going, you know what I'm saying? That's just what
we
like.
trade guys.
Yeah, we get down like that. And then I hit, I went to Herstow. So I started at Herstow. I hit Forest Sport. Then I went to, that's how I found out I was a trade guy. Cause I wasn't really, that was like high school type shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I did Battle Rod. Then I did ITT Tech and took that bachelor, you know what I'm saying, project management and electrical engineering. And it wasn't worth it. I can't even say that, man. It was worth it. Because I was gonna say it wasn't worth it because I didn't get no engineering or project manager job.
Right.
But that's what I'm doing right now.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was worth it. You know, and I wasn't going to get a job. I already had the plan of being in the union and financing whatever I'm doing through that. You know what I'm saying? Getting the right amount of money because I can, you know, the Most High blessed me with that mental. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't going to school to get a job. I was going to school to learn the skills to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? So what about you, Daddy Rich?
In the long run, it worked out, as we can see now. You know, but man, I had a ball, man.
Yeah.
And you know, the basis of college is not necessarily the paperwork or the degree. It says that I can finish what I started.
Man, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Me and Tweezy went ITT Tech, you know, and I got a electronic engineering tech degree.
Okay.
You know, so it aligns with where I am now.
Yes, sir.
You know, but coming up that road, I was just going to, like I say, the amount of education you have in the circle you're in is going to set your wages. I was trying to set better wages from coming up in a poor family.
Oh, dang.
Set a standard,
Mhm.
you know, that we ain't just what they say we was gonna be, type thing. You know, I heard all them Sunday conversations around the family. He's gonna be like his daddy, but we see that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? I might dress like him a little bit when he was young, but as far as being like him, in mentality I do, because I'm a family guy, you know, and that's what my dad was. But yeah, man, everything I learned in college, I'm able to apply now, you know, and teach the people who wasn't able to go to college, shall I say. You know, as fortunate as I was to go to college. So when I'm in my field now and they partner us up, I always pick what some would think the weakest link, because I could show him or her how to really do this and educate them without it costing them like it cost me.
I'm gonna stick on this for a little bit and then get to Green Girl on her experience. So IT, have you got your money back from them?
I'm trying to figure out how to get it back because I know I'm qualified for a full refund.
Okay. Cause didn't you send me the shit?
Yeah, that was for the forgiveness of the loan type thing.
Okay.
That the United States government is blocking.
It's blocked, so that was that.
But we still qualify to be forgive and a refund.
Yeah, but that's why I say, man, all praise is up, bro. For me, I know it is because my step through ITT Tech, you know, I don't know if you know how people used to take time off because they had to wait on the next class to come, or they didn't want to take it and all that. It worked out so well for me to where the point was when they closed, I got my bachelor's. Like I was like one of the last classes to get their degree.
Right up under them,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
2016, I can't forget it. Got my shit, and you know they just refunded my shit back. I think it was like last year or something. And they refunded all my shit back to me, bro. So all that shit is took off my credit and all that shit, and it was it had to be. It's the Most High, bro.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was going to the military actually to use the GI bills and all that shit to get that paid back. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know who in the military, they don't pay for all that shit. They don't. So don't get fooled like they going to pay all your, unless you got like $5,000 worth of student loans, and we know that's not
Right.
we know that's not how it goes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I wish.
I'm all praises up. Hopefully they look into that, bro. I don't know how it happened, but I thought it was the same. I thought it was what you saw, what you sent me, bro.
The same,
Yeah. So, but keep pressing on
I
that,
need
man.
that money back.
Yeah. What year you graduate?
2000.
Oh man, so you was way before. I'm 2016.
Man, I was on Missouri when they didn't even have grass.
Oh yeah.
Some of the first classes to graduate out there, they didn't even have grass out there. Richardson and Vogel.
I know what it said too.
55.
Yeah, I used to ride by that bitch.
Man.
Green Girl, what's up? Was it worth it?
I might have been the damn near every school there was. I started at Harris, so I went to Missouri College. I'm a dental assistant. I can't do shit with it. The school closed down. Ain't nobody running me on like that. And let's see, I did Columbia College, but they made their financial aid department made some errors. And what I dislike about colleges, when they make errors, they sure as fuck don't like to own up to it. That's a hefty ticket that they stick you with.
Explain that. What happened?
You know, you get motherfuckers that have jobs, and it's a job. But when you make big errors with the financial aid shit, there's no advocate for you. There's supposed to be, but there's really not. You're your own fucking advocate. So I can't force you to go back and rewrite shit.
Right.
And
Wow.
I know before about Columbia College, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
I did, I've been through the little community college circuit. I was doing health information. I only had one semester left, but I was over by then. I've done St. Louis College of Health Careers, I'm a CNA. Then when I work for school now, but we merged in the SSM. Before we merged in, I did the Cannabis Management and Operations program. So I've been to school for a little bit.
If you focus, you can see him. Genocide and I see him. Constantine in this room with friends.
Because I applied all of it. It was more life lessons than anything else for me.
Okay.
It's always monkey see, monkey do. You can teach me anything. That's why U2 University is great, because you don't necessarily have to be in the building. But you do need to understand a certain structure. Competent physicians. And I've worked next to incompetent nurses. And then I've worked next to great nurses and great physicians. The education is not what made them great.
Gotcha.
Who they are and what they choose to do with it is what makes them great.
Man, so real. So real.
Kiddo.
All right. Y'all got Tiago?
Well, I'll say this, man. I'm not gonna knock anybody because I promote higher education. However, for me, high school was enough for me, bro.
All day.
I realized once I got out of high school, man, I was gonna have to get it out the mud.
All day.
You know what I'm saying? And I was okay with that.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? But again, there's been times throughout my life I done flirted with going back, you know, getting trade. You know what I'm saying? But so I don't knock it. Like I said, I'm an advocate for higher education.
That's right.
Because I mean, even beyond that, I always was self-taught as well. You know, all through high school. Again, I had a whole nother curriculum outside of what I was learning in high school.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? The shit that they don't teach you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, you know what I mean? So I don't knock it at all, man. I just realized what I was doing. But I'm an advocate for it.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, I'm definitely an advocate for higher education. I feel like you can do that. But what I say is, just like I told my children, if you do go, and I always told them to get a trade as well and do it and take it up and do something, apply to use it for something for themselves.
Oh,
Not to work for nobody else, but to apply for themselves.
man, there we
You know
go.
what I mean?
Yeah, that's
And,
real.
and I say, even if you end up going to a college, the same thing. Don't go try to get a degree, you know what I'm saying, just so you can join a rat race. Get it so you can get your LLC and all this, that, and the other, and put yourself on the books and get out there and invest in yourself, especially while you're young. Because at the end of the day, it's always a job for you. It's always somebody out. There's always a job for you somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so why
true.
not invest in yourself while you're young?
All day.
You know what I mean? While you got that time to gamble and go out there and figure it out, because you just not know in 5 years you might be rich. You know what I'm saying?
brother.
Before you even 30 years old, you know what I'm saying? You might be paid, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then so you done totally avoided all of that. So
All that
I just say
bullshit.
gamble on yourself first.
Yes, sir.
And
That's
then
real.
worry about all that, because that's what's going to be left for you. You know what I mean?
Oh, I like that. St. Floyd, you want to speak on it?
Nah, I'm good for real. I worked at a college though. I ain't go to college. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's all the same experience, but the impact that it has taught me that even though I work at one, having been in practice on a college campus, that I do have the impact to change the way they feel and how they go about their day, because they're home away from home.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, on stuff like that.
Right.
That's what I can say.
All right. I think we beat the down.
Let me get mine in. I need to get mine in.
I didn't talk, man. I thought I talked to you.
No, we
Yucca
ain't
bean.
talk. We ain't talk
Go
about
ahead,
it.
Yucca
I
bean.
gotta
Get in that bitch.
Gotta get mine in.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So college.
Mm-hmm.
College is why and who I am today.
Okay.
You know, I learned a lot before college. You know, of course, that brought me up to college. You know,
Mhm.
right? But all the shit that you learn in high school, when you get to college, it's a little different. They'll teach you. They'll teach you like the thing exists in high school, but when you get to college, they'll teach you how it exists.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I learned in high school that it's colors,
Yep.
but I learned in college that is different wavelengths. You know what I'm saying? The way that the sun go off your eyes, and there's no such thing as a color for real. You know what I'm saying? This is what I learned in college. So when you go to high school, they'll teach you that something exists.
Right.
But when you get to college, they'll teach you the real shit about it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So when I went to college, I started off, I got a information technology degree, but I got mine from Rankin. I started in ITT Tech. I started programming first, you know, but programming, in order to do that, your life got to be programming.
Gotcha.
My life ain't structured like that, you know, so I still wanted to do computers though, so I would end up, you know, switching going to Rankin, and I got that information technology degree. But that wasn't enough for me because, you know, I started to work, and, you know, corporate America is cool, but it ain't like me. I'm going to just keep that at that. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted a little more. I went to her store, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I did my teaching thing at, you know. Yeah. So
hold on, we gotta give. It's the HBU, baby.
Yeah. Her store actually taught me a lot. You know, in one of them classes, you know, they got your major class, of course, but then you got your Gen Ed, your Gen Ed class. You got to go to them motherfuckers, you know. You got to go to them standard classes first, and you got to pass that shit before you can get to your major classes.
Correct.
All right. So in one of them standard classes, in one of these history classes, I learned about like history, you know, Martin Luther King, you know, I learned his real thing, you know, what he was really about. You know, I learned in school that he exists, but I learned in college his real thing, you know, who was Martin Luther King. I also learned like the Louisiana Purchase, the real thing about like how this motherfucker was taken and shit, you know what I'm saying? I learned the real stories about these types of things. Slavery. I learned the real true thing about like slavery. I want to speak about slavery for a second. A lot of people think slavery was harsh and real fucked up. I learned that in school, that with the roots thing. You know what I'm saying? Slavery was fucked up. But you get to college, they teach you that slavery ain't so fucked up around the other parts of the world.
Correct.
People around other parts of the world used to run to slavery because, like in the wilderness, an animal would eat your ass or some shit. You needed some type of shelter, some type of way to eat. So that's what they ran to slavery for. But slavery was a time frame; it wasn't forever, you know. And then you probably got some type of land or some type of compensation at the end of your slavery type shit.
Actually, you was working.
Well, that's what it's called here.
Yeah.
That's what it's called here. But around the world, it was slavery.
Yeah.
So when it got here to the United States incorporated a new form of slavery, which
That they got from the British.
Right. They form of slavery was more brutal, and it was more long term. So the difference in this slavery, the difference was in this slavery was that it ain't no 7 years and you get some property or some shit that which was indentured service. That some people that ran into that type of condition went and got into indentured servitude.
Yes, sir.
But in like the quote unquote African Americans, they shit wasn't indentured servitude. They brought a new form of slavery there, which included this new form of killing motherfuckers that made the world look at the United States like, damn. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that was different. You know, so all right, I learned that in school. You know, and so that actually taught me a lot, which it actually made me to start digging deeper into shit. You know what I'm saying?
What year you was in her store, if you don't mind me asking?
Her store, I was in there around 2012-ish.
Okay.
I'm lying, like a
That's a
motherfucker.
little early.
2006, 08-ish.
So
around them, around them. I'm saying.
With Matai, when was y'all? When was you, Matai, Matt?
You know,
he
see,
was there too, but I was there with him.
I only fucked with a few motherfuckers.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Man, yeah, I know you're talking about, man. But yeah, I only fucked with a few motherfuckers. So if you wasn't in the basketball and shit, because I was always on the court fucking around, you know what I'm saying? Or not even in my classroom. like he said, I'm introvert. I'm a loner, man. I've been like that. If you know me in high school, you know that about me. You know what I'm saying? If I fuck with you, I fucked with you. You know what I'm saying? I knew a lot of motherfuckers. Don't get me wrong, but I'm an introvert, so it was like that in college too.
Well,
I ain't really.
I was just asking, was he there with you at that time?
I don't know.
You didn't? Okay.
Yeah.
So when you meet him? When you meet Matt?
You talking about Mentia?
Yeah.
I met Mentia on the street. That's a little bit after that.
Also, that's after.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
Okay.
See, that's
Gotcha.
that's a little bit.
That's
but
all
that's
I was
after,
asking.
that's after I got into digging a little bit about like the fabrics of this shit. You know what I'm saying? About like the United States.
Yeah.
And how they got incorporated and things like that.
I went to her store with Matt.
Yeah, no, I know he went to her store, but no, I ain't go. I
That
wasn't
was after that though.
Yeah. I met him way after all that.
Continue what you're saying.
Yeah, so then I, when did my little thing, with declaring my nationality, when I got ordained as a minister and things like that, and that led me around like to this path of walk of life that I'm in right now. So going to college is life changing, and it changed my life. It made me think in a whole different realm, a whole different spectrum that I wouldn't have thought in the high school spectrum.
Right. Okay. All right. Man, we getting deep. I hope y'all ready to be here for a while, man. Y'all already down 2 o'clock, bro. How you feeling, green girl? Guess you gotta leave.
I'm good. I'm over here trying to get people out of the end together to go shop up.
All right.
Girl, you smoking.
I was smoking.
Break time.
All right. We're gonna go to a quick break, but before we go to that break, man, Daddy Rich, you wanna go ahead and hit that straight out the book?
Straight out the book. I'm still on the wisdom lessons for what we've been on there about 4 weeks now, 4 5 weeks. So today I have Proverbs 19:8. It reads as thus: the one who gets wisdom loves life. The one who cherishes understanding will soon prosper. And that's along the lines of faith without works is dead. Why gain wisdom if you're not applying it to get the understanding?
Dang. I love
That's
this.
for my youngins.
Oh, dang. Make
You know,
sure
when
y'all.
OG speak to you, it's about wisdom. It ain't about sunning. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about little eyes, big U's. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just about passing the wisdom on, which is what the people before us did for us. You know.
No doubt about it.
Shout out to Rob So.
Oh, shout out to Rob Soul, baby. Hey, we're gonna take this quick break and then we'll be getting into some more straight out the book. We'll be right back.
Play your part. Play your part.